ways, a single mother, who raised 2 sons into great men, a brilliant thinker who rose to a place in Hollywood no one had gone before, and whose taste is responsible for so many of the movies we know and love. And I think that she's long overdue the attention and appreciation that this movie accords her. She turns 90 in May, and yet she's one of the youngest people I know, and so I hope you'll get on your feet and show a little love for Marcia Nasatir. Congratulations. First of all, the fact that we're here is a testament to the movie, because this screening was added based on popular demand after some earlier ones. Word of mouth. Do we have a microphone for Marcia?
I thought we
Okay.
always used the
Well,
same
we have 2 today.
That
but I'm
shows
gonna-
how much farther.
Hold, we gotta talk
Last
into it. We
time,
gotta talk into
one
it.
mic.
We gotta talk into
We
it.
had 1 mic, now we have 2.
That's right.
Where can it be?
So, okay. All right, let's get down to business here. First of all, Marcia, what's it like to watch your life flash before your eyes?
Not inspiring. No, it is. It is. Say again. Can you
There
hear
you
me?
go.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's probably quick story. My sister, who you met, once gave a commencement address at Lady of the Lake College in San Antonio, Texas, and she began by saying, "You know, you only have 4 good days in your life," which she told to a class of 21-year-olds. I said, "Rose, I mean, what a thing to say." But I just called her and I said, "Rose, I had one of the 4 good days." And I said, "Thank you."
Anne, tell us, how did you and Marcia first meet, and why did you hit it off?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for your response. I'm like actually crying. I'm a girl. It's not bad. We can cry. I met Marcia because I just separated from my husband, was looking for an apartment, found it on Palm Drive in Beverly Hills. And I had left everything behind and I need stuff. And I don't know, a couple of weeks later, I saw a yard sign across the street, so I went. And it turned out to be Marcia, who had a yard sign. And of course, it was before Google and IMDb Pro. I had no idea who she was or she had accomplished. She was purely on a one-to-one basis. I liked her taste, I liked her personality, and we connected. And that's how it all started. So a month later, she calls me and she says, "Oh, by the way, I just gave your name to Fred Roos." And for those who are not in the business, Fred Roos is Coppola's producer. And he said, "They're looking for a woman editor, and I gave your name." And his Fred said, "Well, is she any good?" She said, she's great. She's great. "Why are you asking me that?" "Because it's a woman. She's great." She had never seen a frame of footage I cut. Sisterhood rules. So anyway, that's how it all started. That's how, you know, I knew nobody. I'd been in New York to film school with my friend Ed Kaplan, by the way. My friend Ed Kaplan, I've known since film school. He has been the best of friends. He's over there. He's from Santa Barbara. And he has been such a fabulous supporter all our lives and our ups and downs. And now here we are together at the festival. It's truly...
So, Marcia, let me ask you this. What was it about Anne that impressed you enough to go out on a limb like that for her? That could have not turned out as well as it did.
She bought 4 items. She did not negotiate the word, paid cash.
Okay, so question for Anne is, after all these years of knowing each other, what was it that a few years ago made you say, you know what, it's time for somebody to document Marcia's story for posterity, and I'm going to be the person.
First of all, to say I'm the straight man and she's a comic relief. We can go on the road. We are both members of the Academy, and we were going to a screening, and we stepped into the Academy Award building, and this woman comes screaming, Marcia, Marcia, guys, come, you have to come and meet Marcia. Wow. And it turned out that when she was a very young girl and a production assistant, Marcia had said, who was the big executive at UA, said, Susan, why don't you come to dinner tonight with us and the director? And she was shocked because in Hollywood, production assistants do not have dinner with directors. And she couldn't believe that this important woman at UA would pick her up, pay attention to her and take her to have dinner. And I thought, well, I know what she did for me. Now Susan is all over herself for what she did for her. I'm wondering, how many people has she helped? You know, at the beginning, I thought, you know, and I have been frustrated trying to develop movies. You know, you have actors, you don't have the money, you have the money, you don't have the actor. And I thought, I have to make a film. I have to make a film somehow. And so those two things came together at the same time. And of course, the movie became something different because I thought I knew a lot about Marcia, but when I started to do the research, she had done an oral book for the Academy, so there was a lot of detail. And Marcia wrote a book about her life with her son, which she has not finished.
I've got a good ending.
So then I did the research, of course, it became something else. Yeah.
Okay, so Marcia, Anne comes to you with this idea that she'd like to do this. Were you immediately receptive to it? And then once you did agree to do it, was the experience what you expected it would be?
Oh, that's a hard question. It was weird because you get a chance to talk about yourself a lot, which of course I'm very reluctant to do, as you can tell. And the amazing thing is to see the film now. We were Annie, an associate producer who's up there, Jennifer Conley, three crew,
Makeup.
One makeup. So we were 7 people, and it was like a Mickey Rooney line in Summer Holiday. Let's go put on a show. And that's what it was like. It was like everything you ever dream of, that you say you dream of, but you wonder if you could ever do. And because of this lady and that lady in our group, we did it. And thank you. That's it.
So, and obviously with a life that has been and remains so jam-packed as Marcia's is, you have to make decisions. This movie's only 83 minutes long.
93.
Pardon me,
It's
93.
a mistake in the program.
Okay. So what were the hardest things to part with?
Well, Marcia had a great life in New York, and I wish I could have done more about New York, but also there were several things. A lot of people had died. I'm sorry.
They weren't available.
And we had budget issues. We could not travel our crew to New York. I mean, we could have changed crew, but it was very complicated already to find the money to go to San Antonio. We just couldn't afford to go in New York. So we lost that wonderful connection of Marcia with Pauline Kael. They were very, very big friends. Marcia actually, why don't you tell the story how you brought Pauline to New York?
Yeah. I read an article in Atlantic Monthly. I was a book editor then at Dell called I Lost It at the Movies. And I called her up. There had been one book of criticism. The name of the writer I'm going to forget. Anyway, and we asked her, she said, well, I said, would you like to do a book for us? And she said, I've done a book. Atlantic is going to publish it. We bought the reprint rights and gave her enough money to come to New York and worked first for the Ladies' Home Journal, where she was fired from. And of course, people don't remember that. And then she went to the New Yorker, and I'm only sad that she couldn't see this movie. I suspect I would not get a glowing review, but I loved her anyway.
One of the things about this documentary that I think is really important, aside from being entertaining and introducing people to you, is that it preserves a record of what it was like to be a woman in the business when you broke in and in recent decades, because things are not exactly the same. There's been some progress. There are women that have made it to positions that you paved the way, and then they went to the top in a few cases. But in a lot of cases, the industry is still very male dominated, and the women who are at the top have either been unable or unwilling to pull more women up with them. And so I just wonder what your thoughts are on the state of the industry today as far as gender diversity.
I think if I was a man who had a big job and I'm competing with another man and along comes a woman, I would think I now have two people to compete against. That, I'm afraid, is about all people, about all jobs. The women I all admire who have found their way to good jobs. I would hope truly and wish that they would remember to take their sisters with them. And one other thing, the biggest problem for me now is age. And I think can I say this? The Academy worries about diversity in skin color, but I think they should be more caring about people who've worked in the business, who have a lot to contribute, and who they are willing to throw out. Lorenzo used the phrase, willing to throw us under the bus.
So, I know that they are going to need the theater soon, but we do want to invite, if there are 3 questions, we will fit them in and start right here, please.
First of all, your haircut looks fabulous, Marcia.
Thank you. You want to know who my hairdresser is? His name is Richard Dalton. He is in Dana Point at the Ritz-Carlton when they get ready to reopen again. But he had a bigger client than I. He was Princess Diana's hairdresser. Very good haircut.
But even more importantly, how's your Huckleberry Finn project going?
Well, we have a director. Annan Tucker, who made Shop Girls and Jackie and Hillary. And looks like we might have the little kid who is in Mr. Holmes.
Oh,
Yeah, he wants to do it, but we're looking for Jim. So anyone have any good ideas?
All right.
I'm very available. First mogulette@yahoo.com.
Next question.
It's only fashion.
All right. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.